Okay, everyone, welcome to the English Immunotech Product and Opportunity Call. My name is Angelo Licari. It's always a pleasure to bring you this call every Thursday night. My name is, I already said my name, but I'm a platinum consultant, been with Immunotech now for 7 years, and this call is to help you see how a unique product called Immunocal, precursor of glutathione, has become the opportunity of our lifetime, and you're going to hear some great stories tonight as well. We are a debt-free company, and Immunotech, interesting enough, the only company in the network marketing industry that I know that has 40 years of research behind our flagship product, Immunocal. 40 years of scientific research, double-blind placebo studies. Incredible what we have on our hands here, and I'll get into the product in just a second here. But just so you know, I mean, before I was born, they were doing research on this product. For the first 20 years, it was just research. That's it. And millions of dollars invested before it even entered into the marketplace. And Chuck Roberts Peterbier decided to use, and I thank God they decided to use the network marketing business model to take it to the world and be able to pay people like you and me just for getting the word out and talking about our amazing product and opportunity. Before I get into the opportunity part of it, let me just talk first about the product Immunocal that has all this research. Why does it have all this research, and why do we have so many results behind our product? Well, through the decades, it's important to know that, you know, even before Immunocal was even around, doctors and scientists have been doing studies on this small molecule in our body called glutathione. Okay, glutathione is a very key component of our product, and you can look it up online as well and see how important it is in the functioning of our body. But scientists, doctors are looking for ways. How can we found out what glutathione does in our bodies, but how can we raise the glutathione levels? They were wondering, how can we do this? And it's important to note that every single one of your cells in your body has glutathione in it, okay? Every single cell. And what does glutathione do in our body? What is this word? What does it do in our body? Well, number one, it builds our immune system. Very, very important. We all have an immune system, and I would think that we all want a strong immune system so that we don't get sick. In the PDR, physiciansdeskreference.net, it talks about other functions of glutathione, but I just want to point out here, it says, you can go to pdr.net, type in Immunocal, and read it yourself. But number 3 here, it says, it is essential, glutathione now, it is essential for the immune system to exert its full potential. Okay, so we know how important glutathione is for our immune system. And next, it also gives our cells energy. We all need energy. It also is the master antioxidant. Of all of the antioxidants in your body, glutathione is the number 1 most important antioxidant. And so basically high glutathione levels give us a complete regeneration of our whole body at the cellular level. Now, we need glutathione in our body, okay? We need high levels. Immunocal gives us the component so that we can have high glutathione levels. It's scientifically proven that our product Immunocal raises your glutathione levels in your body when you take our product. There's no other product like this. You can as well raise your glutathione level by eating raw eggs, raw meat, unpasteurized milk as well. But these things people don't do anymore, and I wouldn't suggest doing it for health reasons as well. So we found a way to raise our glutathione. We have 70 patents as well, very important, unique product with 70 patents. And I always like to point out Luc Montagnier, who won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his discovery of the HIV virus. He won this Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2008. He wrote a book called, what's the name? Let's see, what's the name of the book here? Shoot, I forgot the name. I slipped my mind, sorry. But he wrote a book, and in the 42nd chapter, maybe Jim Spencer can help me once he's in the 42nd chapter in his book, he talks about Immunocal, the Nobel Prize in Medicine, how it is so important, not an ingredient, but in Immunocal, how important it is for the functioning of our body and how it raises our glutathione levels. Again, we are in the physician's desk reference, and we have clinical studies that prove how effective Immunocal is in treatments of cancer, diabetes, and HIV. Basically, the health of all people in the coming years will depend on their levels of glutathione. And so you need to know, what glutathione is. Our product is scientifically proven to raise our glutathione levels, and I believe we're growing and growing. Over the last 7 years, we've been growing. Our products have been getting out there, but I believe that millions of people in the coming years will take Immunocal out of necessity. So it's really a unique product that when we found out all of this, all the science and all the research that went into our product, we couldn't believe that not only does this product amazing and we need it for our family and our friends and our loved ones and everyone else, but we have an opportunity to have a financial gain, that we can turn this into an opportunity for ourselves as well. And, it doesn't matter, there's people that are involved with our company, and it doesn't matter where their background comes from, the different things that they've been involved with. Anyone can build this and have success if they want to learn the tools that are needed to move forward, move their business forward, and move their life forward. And it's just the last 7 years for us has been the most incredible 7 years. We've had some tough times as well, but I can tell you that this company came along when we were looking for something, and it was an answer to many, many of our prayers. And I thank God that we have this opportunity to share. And way, way before we were even involved with Immunotech or even knew about it, there's a gentleman named James Spencer who has been with Immunotech now for 20 years and receiving commissions for the last 20 years. And he's in New York. He said he may or may not have cell phone reception right now. But Jim Spencer, are you there with us?
Yes, I am. But can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I am here.
Good. You're coming in good. Very good. Well, thank you, Jim. Jim is a platinum consultant as well. He's been enjoying the ride of Immunotech for the past 20 years here. And Jim, first of all, thank you for being in. I know you're with your daughter in New York, and thanks for getting into the call and taking your time away. But just tell us a little bit of back when you got started, what was going on in your life, and what you saw with Immunocal and Immunotech, and why you got started.
Sure, Angelo. Well, going back 20 years ago, I was in a completely different field. I actually had a photography business and did professional advertising and marketing, and subsequently, I had really no business dealings in the nutritional field. But one of my clients actually approached me and asked me if I would help him do a advertising campaign for this new product coming in from Canada. That's how he explained it to me. And I asked him what it was. He said, well, it's a white powder. He said, well, to tell you the truth, it's so much science, I don't understand it, but it's a white powder, and everybody that eats it, they feel better. So that's about the most I got out of him. But at the time, New York didn't have a real good connotation with white powder, so I turned him down flat. I said, find somebody else to advertise your white powder. But he actually kept calling me for weeks and then several months, and he finally he told me one day, he said, hey, he says, that natural product I was telling you about, it just got Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement. And that really piqued my curiosity, because I never heard of a natural product getting Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement. And so it caused me to ask him, send me some information. He sent me 300 pages of clinical trials. And not even a brochure, just clinical trials. So wow. That's how I got exposed to it. And then once I read the clinical trials, and of course, I was used to doing research, because you have to do research when you do advertising. And the information was quite compelling. I wound up traveling up to Canada, and I met Dr. Bunos, who was the lead researcher on Immunocal, and I met Chuck Roberts and Dieter Beer, and I met Dr. Jimmy Gutman and John Molson, all the principals that were working hard to get this off the ground. It was a very small company. I only had 5 or 10 employees, and they really hadn't gotten into the United States yet, but I was enthralled with what I heard from Bunos, and I realized that this was going to change the lives of millions of people. So every now and then in life, you come across something. Not everybody takes advantage of it. Some people, years later, they man, I could kick myself. In fact, I met a guy one time that was one of 5 people that was approached to chip in to start a little company, which is now called FedEx. And
wow.
he said, no, nobody will ever want something like this. So he was one of 5 guys that were asked to put in a little bit of money to help this guy get FedEx going. Talk about kicking yourself now, right? So anyway, I brought product back to the States. I tried it on my mother-in-law, who was literally bedridden with a lot of health challenges. Within a few days, she was off the couch. Within the first month, she was walking around and sweeping the house and going shopping. And within 3 months, she went out and bought her own house and moved out. So I knew I had a product that had substantial ability. And so the rest is kind of history. I started talking to friends at first and got some of my relatives on it, my father, my sister, my brother. And within 6 months, I had 500 people using the product.
Wow.
And with today's current compensation plan, if you get 500 people using Immunical in your sales organization, you're pretty much going to be around $90,000 or $100,000 a year in income. So that was not something I expected to happen that fast, but I had 5,000 people on it within 3 years. So
wow. Well, it's a testimony of how the product works. Something
exactly.
that really works, it just spreads like that. And that's incredible. And how you used it with your family. I'm just going to interject something. Jim right away used it for his mother-in-law, but how many people on this call, if you're new listening, you have people that you love that are struggling in their health, and there's an opportunity here with this product that, Jim said yes to 20 years ago, but it's the same product today that can change people in your lives, in your circle of influence. It can change their lives as too. So go ahead, Jim, continue with your story.
Well, it kept getting better. A year later, the Physician's Desk Reference, the PDR, for the first time ever, allowed a natural product into its catalog. The drug catalog listed Immunical, which is still a major and amazing accomplishment. 5 years later, Dr. Wolf Droga joined forces with us, and we he developed and helped develop the Immunical Platinum product. And then 3 years after that, Luc Montagnier published his book, Oxidative Stress and Cancer, AIDS, and Neurodegenerative Disease, and his chapter 42 was on Immunical, not glutathione, Immunical, its application in AIDS and cancer. And
yes.
When the smoke cleared, we had 6 pharmaceutical patents in the United States and Canada, which stretched over to Australia, and then now we've got 77 patents worldwide. And quite frankly, it's really got the power of a drug, but we decided not to release it as a drug. It's got every bit as much efficacy as any drug you're going to be able to put your hands on. But because it's all natural, it doesn't have any side effects, doesn't have any contraindications. There's no getting hooked on it like all these opioids you're hearing about. And it takes away inflammation because glutathione lowers inflammation throughout your whole body. So people probably that are on opioids and on pain medication probably will get off of those medications by raising glutathione. So consistently, people started using it and then wouldn't stop using it. I still have some of the same customers I had 20 years ago. And that's a real credit to the power of this product. I've had people that started using it, and years later, I've never even seen them or heard from them in years, but they've been buying it every month for years and years and years, and they send me thank you cards and letters saying how much they appreciated me taking the time to tell them about this, and how it's so much a part of their lives, and how they can't imagine not being on this product, and how their families have benefited. I came home one night. I had a limited edition Gibson guitar stuck in the front of my house, and some fellow that I had helped him learn about it, and it helped save his wife's life. And he didn't really have any idea what in the world I would like to have as a present, so he tracked down my brother and sister and found out I knew how to play guitar, and he bought me a guitar and shipped it to my house. That's the kind of stuff that you can expect sometimes from the appreciation of people. So let me just say, that's incredible. Over the years, here's the beauty of this industry that we're in. Over the years, Jim just said, people that he lost touch with, they would all of a sudden call him and thank him for the product. Why? How are they ordering without him knowing? The reason is because people are connecting directly to the company. They have their auto ship every month, and the company ships their product right to their doorstep. Jim gets paid commissions on it. But guess what? Jim doesn't have the overhead of a warehouse. He doesn't have the overhead of a call center, of shipping the product, or even his amazing multi-million-dollar website that we all have when you say yes to Immunotech. You don't have that overhead like you do in a traditional business. So he's had people through the years that are continually ordering because the product's so good, and all of a sudden they see how their health has changed, and they thank Jim. He's like, oh, you're still ordering. That's great, because it's directly to the company, and you don't have that overhead. So it's just there's quite the business model. It's my favorite. It's the greatest business model out there. So Jim, you got more to your story there, Jim? Keep going. Well,
I like to point out a few things as you're going. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to say one of the most appealing things about this business is I don't have a boss. There's nobody that calls me and checks on me and see if I was working. If I want to take off and go fishing, I don't have to call anybody. I just go. But a very important thing is that it's residual income. So what happens when you are in the early days working, I tell people you're not going to be paid probably what you're worth in the first few weeks or months, but 2 or 3 years down the road, you're going to be paid more than what you're worth, because as the organization grows and more people and more customers begin to use the products, in many cases you don't even know who these folks are, but they're attached to you, because the computer attaches all of these streams and legs that you've started back to you, and so you get the benefit. And so there's been times when I've had pressing need to do something in life that didn't involve Immunotech, and on one occasion I volunteered to help with hurricane relief work that had really demolished a large part of the area in Florida where I live, and I helped organized 863 homes to be repaired over a 6-month period with volunteers. And the checks kept coming every month, and even grew. And I said to myself, where in the world can you stop working for 6 months and they still send you money?
Wow. Residual income.
Yeah. So that to me is the most, and I make good money as a professional photographer, but you had to be there on the job every single day. You had to work to get the, and if you stop working, you don't make any more money. And it's very hard for some people to retire, In fact, you got people now, they've already retired and they don't have enough money. They got to come back and be a greeter in Walmart because they just don't have enough money. So this gives you something that you can grow and grow to whatever extent you want, and then you can retire on it. You can will it to your children. It's your business, and it's in perpetuity. So that's another very great advantage of this type of business. And also, our company is fun. It's fun to work with. I mean, right now we have hundreds of people qualifying to go to a 5-star resort in Mexico for free, airfare and hotel. And that's right on the Mayan Riviera, these kind of things, some people never get to do in life. With Immunotech, they give it away every year. So,
and how many trips have you been on with Immunotech now?
Well, they've done 18 trips so far. They didn't do one the first year, and I've been on all 18.
Traveling for free. And sometimes now, since I've been here, when you show up, they actually give you an envelope with money in it. So they're actually paying you to try. They pay your airfare, your food, everything's paid, and they give you money when you show up. And we're so yeah, it's just it's a great way, and the company is just they always treat us first class. So you've been on all 18 trips, huh?
Yeah, this will be the 19th one this fall, and it always falls in November. And guess what? My anniversary, wedding anniversary, is November 10th. And they always do it around the 8th or 9th, and so I never have to worry where to take my wife on our anniversary. I've always got free trips.
free trip.
Yeah. So it's worked out very nicely for many, many years now.
Well, good. Well, before I let you go, Jim, I wanted to bring up one more point, and just that's for our new people, and a lot of you guys know, some of you do, but network marketing, the industry, it's a $182 billion industry, global industry per year. It's humongous. It blows away in many of the major industries that we all know of, the natural foods industry, movie industry. All of these, they don't even come close to our industry. So, but, there's a lot of options out there. So, Jim, tell us why, Immunotech, out of all of these different options out there, why it's unique and why it's frankly the best option for anyone out there looking for a way to second income, diversify their income, and do it's not smart to have all your eggs in one basket. So tell us why Immunotech's unique and sets us apart from the rest.
Well, the three cardinal rules about finding success in a MLM company is, number one, it's got to be a product that everybody needs. Number two, it's got to be a product that nobody else has. Number three, it's got to be a product that's affordable. And Immunotech fills all three of these. It's got a product that everybody needs, but most people don't know it even exists. Now, that's really a business opportunity because you've got the whole world is an apple ready to be picked. And once people start becoming aware of it and starting to use it, then it can only grow faster. Number two, it's an exclusive, unique product. No one else has it. So you can't say, I'll go down to the Costco, or I'll go down to, there's been big MLM companies that have, promoted products and said, this is the greatest thing, different types of fruit juices and whatnot. And the next thing you know, it's in Costco. Cheaper. But you're never going to see Immunocal in a Costco. You're never going to see it on the store shelf anywhere. So that's number two. Number three, Immunotech has kept the price remarkably low. In 20 years, it's as a distributor that buys one of the special kits, you can actually get it cheaper than we could get it 20 years ago. So, then that's remarkable because, a gallon of milk was $2 20 years ago. Now it's $4 or $5 or $6. And cars that were 20 years ago $5,000, now they're $15,000 or $20,000. So to be able to keep that price point so that it's affordable, and with a new customer program that we just announced today, one or two customers is going to be able to get you a free product. So how about that, huh? Just start talking about it,
yep.
And you could get it for free for yourself. So it's a win-win, win-win, win-win. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Awesome, Jim. It was a pleasure to have you on the call. Thank you for your wisdom, and best to you, and have fun with your daughter as you spend time with her. Enjoy your time.
All right. All the best to everyone. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jim. Well, and I just want to add one thing. It's in what we have as well. You can have all those things, and you can even have a great compensation plan. But if you have people on top that are I don't know, say, even corrupt a little bit or don't have a good intention, all those things, they don't matter. It's a good product, a good comp plan, all these things. they will go away because people at top are doing things that are wrong and they're not ethical. And we have people of character at the top, and I've been able to get to know some of them. So we have a really unique opportunity right from the product to the compensation plan. In fact, you listening as a new person, you have an opportunity. You can be a customer and just say, I want to try the product. There we have packs. We're going to be changing in September. Jim mentioned a new customer program that's going to be coming out in September. Very excited about it. But right now you can try our product. These are good packs for under $200. Or you may be saying you want to get started as a consultant, $525 plus shipping and tax. But and from there you have an opportunity to earn commissions. So with that $525, you get a kit, you get your product, and you also get amazing back off a website that you can direct people to, and you can refer people to your website, and they can order right from your website, right to the company. You also get a call center that's waiting for you and your people. You have an international business in 7 countries as well. So if you are in America or Canada or wherever you are, you can refer people from either Mexico, Canada, Dominican Republic, Ireland, England, Trinidad, and probably missing one. Maybe I don't know if I missed one, but so you can sign people up in any of these countries, and the company pays you commissions back. You don't need to have a Hello, yeah, I got cut off there. Is anyone there? Are you guys still there? Okay. I don't know. My call just dropped. So, anyway, so you have an international business, and it's very important that you don't have an overhead of an international business. If you have a traditional business and you want to do business in other countries, oh my gosh, good night. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Here, you can sign up, and then you have an international business, and you don't have that overhead. So there's no other opportunity like this with a product with all this research, as Jim already went through. And if you say yes as a consultant, like I said, you have an opportunity of earning commissions. Now, if you basically, to get started, if you talk to 4 people that want to do this as a business, your product becomes free. So not only are you getting all these things with no overhead, which would cost you thousands of dollars in a traditional business, and even millions to giving what you have, and you find 4 people that want to do this as a business just like you, and then all of a sudden your product and your business kit becomes free. And then from there you start earning income, and you get winning trips like Jim has been on 18 different free all-paid trips. So it's really a win-win, and it's just been a ride for these last 7 years for us. We have been growing as a company these last 7 years, record numbers. June, just this last month was another record month for Immunotech. We're growing at leaps and bounds, and the best is yet to come, because out of the $182 billion in the industry, we're just over $100 million a year. So we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of growth that's happening, but a lot of work to do. And I don't know, Wally, are you there with us tonight, Wally Kirillik?
I'm here.
Excellent. Wally is one of my favorite people. He is here. No better than to close this call with Wally. He is a platinum consultant in Canada. He's also been with Immunotech for 20 years, and he's passing his business down to his kid, just like Jim talked about having a legacy. And Wally, I would like you to close this call with some words, and thank you for getting in, and it's over to you.
Thanks, Angelo. Jim made a lot of good points there. I wasn't as fortunate as he was. He had an ongoing business. I lost my business, and I looked for a way to create a long-term residual income because, I was at an age where there was no way I could work on an hourly basis and still be able to retire. So that's what. So when I found Immunotech, it was a godsend for me, like many people. And what this business has done for my family, I mean, we've had an amazing lifestyle. We've lived in $1 million homes. We've had the Mercedes and the Porsches and all this stuff. That's all nice stuff too. Those things are nice, but the more important thing is we have dramatically changed thousands of lives. We've showed people how to make an extra $1,000 a month, which changes people's lives. you know, and then of course we've shown some people how to make 10, 20, 30, 50,000 a month, and that dramatically changes somebody's life. So there's you know, when I go to bed at night, I feel really good about what I've done. You know, I'm passionate about helping people, about making a difference while I'm on the planet here, being very healthy, and supporting a team, having fun. Like Jim says, there's a lot of fun building this business. You make friends all over the world. And the best is yet to come, because we're just starting. We're at that 100 million right now, and we're going to go into a serious growth curve over the next 14, 15 years. And there's going to be people coming in here who are going to make a fortune. So, and as you mentioned, the idea of building an asset, most companies, you can't do that. Most companies disappear within 3 to 5 years. They're gone. People have made some money, but it's gone, and they got to do it all over again. With Immunotech, you're going to build yourself a team, a bunch of people using the product, be it customers or consultants, and that, because of the strength of this product, these people will be taking the product, like Jim says, 15 years later, they're still on the product, which means you're going to have an income that you can pass on to your children's children. So it's an exciting lifestyle. There's a lot of freedom, lots of fun, lots of wealth, and you feel good about what you're doing. Back to you.
That is so good, Wally. Thank you so much. And, you know, I think about you and John Solider and Doug McNabb and Foster, and obviously James Spencer, who was on the call, and many, many others that have been here for so long. And it sends chills down my body thinking that you guys have been here for, you know, some of you 15 to 20 years. And even today, right now, you are still here just as happy as ever. And I love that. And not only that, the greatest growth that has happened in Immunotech's history has been the last 7 years. So you have a solid company with people that have been here for a long time and they're still here. And then you have the growth that's happening today, right now. And that's why today, for you listening on this call, this is your opportunity. Those that work get paid the most. You work harder, you get paid more. It's very fair. And get with the person that invited you with this call. Thank you, Wally. Thank you, Jim. And we will be on this call next week, same time, same call number. Good night, everyone, from San Antonio. Blessings to everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Good night, Angelo. Good call. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.